What is good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and deciding to spend the next couple of minutes with me. If you are new to this corner of the street, my name is Carissa Cupido. So my channel revolves around all things beauty. That's to do with hair, to do with skin and makeup. Also, I do of course include the most important thing, which is inner work, which I do believe that if you do put in the time and effort to do, that you know the beauty will be very evident in your life. I also take you along my career journey, you know, hitting those milestones, also trudging through those trenches, all to do with a purpose pursuing life. And then in terms of clothing, because I do love me some garments, I do focus on thrifting and secondhand and bargain deals when it does come to fashion. I'm trying to gear myself towards living and pursuing a more sustainable lifestyle in every single aspect, so you'll see that all unfold on this channel. So do remember to click that subscribe button if you are into any of the above, and don't forget to tap that notification bell so that you can be alerted first off whenever I do release a video. Now today I am greeting you with this barefaced goodness because I'm gonna walk you and talk you through my everyday makeup routine. Now I don't wear makeup every day because I do work from home most of the time, but if I'm stepping out and meeting people or have an appointment somewhere, or even if I'm going to an event or a date night, you know we love those, then I definitely will throw on either a light face bead or I'll go all out with lashes and everything. Today we're gonna skip out on complete glam because you know nobody's got time to do that every single day. Now this is not going to be a 5-minute makeup routine. I might try to do that as a challenge one day for all of you to see how miserably I will fail, but it is gonna be a couple of steps to make you look like yourself but just a little bit more enhanced, which is kind of the makeup that I tend to go for. I just like to fill in a couple of things here, cover up a couple of things there, and enhance some of my features. Are you done? So if you are interested in how to do a beat that still looks kind of natural, then keep on watching. So first and foremost, I'm gonna throw on a primer. Now I do love starting my makeup routine with this because there are a couple of reasons. It fills in my ever-growing pores, it kind of acts as a barrier between the makeup and my actual skin, and then also it leaves my makeup looking really good for a longer period of time. Right now I'm using the LA Girl Pro Prep HD High Definition Smoothing Base Primer. So I really focus on this area, my nose and my forehead, and then with the remainder I'll just kind of put it in other areas. So I use drugstore makeup at the moment. I will know that I've made it once I start walking in aisles that, you know, the makeup starts at like 600 Rand and above. I'll be forever happy. But right now, you know, the way my bank account is set up, I'm just kind of using your everyday trusted brands like your Maybellines, your Revlons, your Avons, your Essence, your LA Girl. So I'm using a Revlon CC foundation. It's not like super heavy coverage, which I prefer. So what I would recommend is that you wet your sponge. This one needs a bit of a clean, but it's all good. Either you could do that with water, but what I like to do, especially now that it's winter, is use an Essence glowing spray. This one is called Glow to Go. It's an illuminating setting spray, and I know usually you would use that after your makeup, but I just feel like I love doing it with my foundation to kind of at the base of things start with a little bit of a glow. You can still kind of see little marks and stuff coming through. I'm not sure if the camera is gonna pick it up, but like a little bit of sunspots or some scarring from previous pimples. My actual skin texture is still coming across. After punching myself with a sponge for a couple of seconds to put on foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and conceal under my eyes and then any sort of darker-ish spots that I have across my face. I'm using a Maybelline concealer. Then I will take the same sponge because it has residual foundation on it, and I will go over it because I kind of want everything to blend together. I don't want it to be like bright, dark, you know what I mean? It needs to kind of mesh and still kind of look like I woke up like this. Cool, so now we've foundationed, we've concealed, and this step doesn't always happen because, let's be honest, a little bit unnecessary, but I kind of like it. My face is getting fuller by the day, which is alright, but sometimes I like to kind of remind myself of the days that were No. So some days I do try to emphasize my cheekbone area. So I guess this is a bit of like a light contour, and afterwards I will bronze my face. So it just kind of directs and shows me and guides me as to where I should be placing the bronzing powder. I'll take my LA Girl Pro Concealer, HD High Foundation Concealer, everything is HD, high definition for the win, and I will kind of maneuver my face so that I can see where my cheekbones are. You know what I mean. And then I'll go in with the same side of my sponge again to blend everything together. No harsh lines is the aim that we're going for, and I'll just blend that baby up. So already you can see the kind of shadows falling, where you want your face to look, I wouldn't even say smaller, but just more defined. You want to add darkness and light for where I guess the sun or shade would naturally hit you. Now I'm not afraid to like come in close to the center. I'm pretty sure makeup gurus are cringing right now. But I think you just have to kind of work with the face that you have and do things that kind of make you feel confident and comfortable. Alright, so that is foundation, contour, concealer, all done. Next step would have to be the eyebrows. We are gonna comb out my brows, and then basically what I use, again with the more affordable products, I use an Essence It's All About Brows palette. It's got some wax, it's got some powder concealer, and it's got 2 shades of brown depending of course on your skin color or how dark you want to go. We're going dark. My eyebrows are not that thick. I don't have any Indian or Greek blood in me, as far as I know. Colored identity, you can never really tell. It's just like a mix of everything. I'm gonna take the darker shade and literally just follow where my natural eyebrow is. I'm not trying to draw in anything, I'm not trying to add anything besides fullness and definition. I'll use a spoolie to comb it out, and then I'll use the powder provided to create some uniform, hopefully, pray for me, eyebrows. Have you ever heard of an eyebrow implant? Do you know you get those? Megan Good got that, because you know she always rocked those like skinny 90s eyebrows. She got an eyebrow transplant. Wild. I might do it though. I don't know, every time anything new comes out in the beauty world, I'm like, should I? And my pockets are looking at me like, we're just having a stare off. I always lose. Then I'll basically dip the spoolie in the wax and just make sure that my eyebrows don't move. Now I don't have those eyebrows that try to run away. I really wish I did, but I just like doing it for peace of mind. You know what I mean? Now Now I don't always do this step, but I'm going to include it today just in case you want to have it as part of your routine. I'm gonna kind of carve out my brows underneath. I take some concealer, place a little bit of it on the back of my hand, and then I take a concealer brush, just kind of follow the line underneath my eyebrow. Once I place the product, I'm gonna again aggressively bounce the sponge into my face. I've forgotten what else I do with my face. I look pretty made up. Powder maybe? Yeah. Powder. So in summer, I think powder is necessary because you will glow right through your makeup and it might even lift off your face. In winter, maybe you want to skip this step, but I just do it again for reassurance. Can you tell that's a theme in this video? I'm always in need of a tap on the shoulder, a squeeze to let me know that it's gonna be okay. If that comes in the form of powder, I'm good to go. So what I would do is use this rice powder, which is kind of like a translucent powder, and just kind of pat it in the areas that the makeup might move, shouldn't really because you're wearing a primer, or it might crease like under my eyes, like on my eyelid, and just pat it in the areas like my T-zone where I tend to get quite greasy or shiny. Alrighty, now that I've sucked all of the life out of my face, I'm gonna return some color by going over my face with bronzer. I feel like Maybelline really is here for the people. They really try their best to make sure that we don't miss out on anything. And I'm here for that pocket inclusivity, man. Whoa, Carissa. Heavy-handed much? So we're going around the forehead. Big forehead gang, where you at? I would obviously carve out cheekbones again and recreate a jawline that was lost because potatoes are delicious. And then I just kind of place it anywhere else, like on top of my eyelids, just to create depth. That's the word I've been looking for, to create depth so that my face looks three-dimensional. I know it is three-dimensional, but we're trying to create high definition HD. The next step is the highlights. So remember the light that we took out that we're trying to return with the bronzer. We're gonna do the last step and apply some highlighter so that we don't look like we're 6 feet under. Some days I honestly like looking like a disco ball, a glazed donut, whichever you prefer. I like to go in. So I'm gonna use a thicker and bigger brush just so that you can really see the edge of my nose. We're trying to fight off Rudolph. So what you do is place it where the sun would usually and naturally catch your face. I don't get to go out much, so I'm trying to recreate it all by myself so that even if I'm sitting in my apartment, that I still look a little bit healthy. Don't judge me. Have I gone too far yet? No? You know what? I'm an adult. I told me when to stop. I like to take some too and add it to my brow bone. And if you don't have brushes, fingers are always a great way to go. They add warmth and they blend really nicely when you do apply product to your face. Now we're almost done. We just have to do a lip and something with my eyes. You see what happens with makeup is that you kind of, how do I explain this? You strip everything away and then you add it back. So right now I'm talking to you without lips and without eyes. Don't know if you noticed that. And we're gonna add more definition to both of those so that I don't look like a creepy non-person. My go-to product is usually a pencil eyeliner and then also waterproof liquid liner. So I would start with the pencil and kind of fill in my waterline so that when I do apply the liquid liner, it doesn't look like there's a gap between where I've placed it and where my eye actually starts. So besides creating no gap between the liquid liner and your actual eye, it is also a guide for where you place your liquid liner so that you're not going crazy, because that happens. Sometimes you start off with like a simple little line and then you go off and then you end up channeling your inner 13-year-old goth. Today's not that day. Now all my hooded eyelid friends, this part gets a little bit complicated. So some people have monolids, or the crease on your eyelid might be a little bit higher so that you don't have to take extra care when doing a liquid winged liner. Usually I like going for a little bit of a wing, dramatic wing if it's an event or something like that, and if my hand skills are working in my favor that day. But because I have a hooded eye, I kind of have to follow where my eye does go. For example, in the past or many times in the present, and I'm pretty sure a good handful of times in the future I'll continue to do this, but what we're aiming for is that you don't kind of have the liquid liner go into your crease. So you can kind of look up, no crease, look forward, you got the crease in your eye. You don't want contact between the liner and your crease. So you have to follow your actual eye shape. People with monolids do this too. I've seen it a lot in Korean makeup tutorials, that instead of going immediately up after you've hit like this point of your eye, you actually continue going down for a little bit more, and then your winged liner, if you so wish, will have a bit of a droop and then lift a little bit up. So that the tip of your winged liner is not fighting where your crease is. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Try to repeat the same thing on the other side. And And my last step is to add some lipstick. So on an everyday basis, I usually go for a nude color. If I am going to an event or trying to kind of bring out some personality, I might go for a bold lip, like a very dark brown or a dark purple or a red lip, a classic. We love that. But for today, I'm gonna go for a neutral nude lip. It is a Maybelline lipstick. I told you Maybelline keeps coming through. And this one is in collab with Puma, and I really love this range of lipsticks, man. The brown that I usually wear on my Instagram is from this range as well, but this one is called Fearless, and I love it. It's from the Superstay Matte Ink range. Alright, so that is the full look. Now obviously every day looks a little bit different. Either I just won't be bothered to wear makeup at all. Some days I'll leave out the winged liner and just try my utmost to curl my very straight lashes. It's honestly the straightest hair on my body and I don't get it. God, we gotta talk. You know, for the longest time I kind of didn't want to do makeup on my YouTube channel because I thought that I was just kind of not valid enough in this space. There are so many makeup gurus and so many people that can really tell you exactly what to do. You know, use that setting spray afterwards and use different products and different types of methods of applying makeup. But I think my place is that I am quite relatable and the everyday person who's still trying to navigate their way around the makeup world, which to be honest is very intimidating. So I hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and if you would like to see anything else in the future to do with makeup, maybe even push my boundaries a little bit, maybe do an Instagram baddie look. I don't know how far I'll get away with doing that, but I would be definitely up for the challenge. All you have to do is comment down below and we can get this interaction and engagement going. Thank you so much for sitting down with me and enjoying another video. I hope that this will also, if you have not touched the makeup world yet, but are a little bit scared to, will encourage you to explore and have fun a little bit more. I will see you again next week in yet another video, but until then, here is to more growing and becoming.